Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Victoria Memorial Hall on this momentous occasion of celebration of 75 years of the Howrah Bridge. I would like to request Dr. Jayanto Sengupta, Secretary and Curator, Victoria Memorial Hall, to kindly welcome the gathering. Jayanto Sengupta, please.
Mr. Vinit Kumar, Chairman of the Kolkata Port Trust, Mr. Dibyendu Bose, Vice President and Group Director of Tata Steel, and all other distinguished members of this audience. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. It's a privilege and honor for us in the Victoria Memorial Hall to collaborate with Kolkata Port Trust and Tata Steel to bring you this exhibition on the 75th anniversary of the Howrah Bridge, which, as all of you know, is the only icon of this city which comes sort of close to us in terms of its iconicity. And in fact, the jury is still out as to which one, the Howrah Bridge or the Victoria Memorial Hall, is the more iconic of the two. But we don't mind. Now, the Howrah Bridge, as again all of you know, was first put together, it was created as a pontoon bridge back in the 1870s in order to communicate with the then newly built Howrah station. And that was a form in which it survived for several decades until the 1940s during the Second World War, when it was converted into a cantilever bridge and was opened to the public on the 2nd of February 1943, which is just a little more than a week, over 3/4 of a century. And when it was opened to the public in February 1943, it was the largest cantilever bridge in the world. It is no longer the largest cantilever bridge in the world, but it is still the busiest cantilever bridge in the world. And the 26,500 tons of steel that went into the making of the Howrah Bridge was supplied by Tata Steel. And it has always been in the custody and care of the Kolkata Port Trust. So when this sentinel of this city completed its 75 years, just a little less than 2 weeks ago, we, as the other major icon of this city, could not naturally be indifferent to this jubilee. So we decided to tie up with these two giants, Kolkata Port Trust and Tata Steel, to bring to you this exhibition on the 75th year of the Howrah Bridge. And we are very grateful to Kolkata Port Trust and Tata Steel for giving us an opportunity to be part of these celebrations. And thank you very much all for showing us your support, for coming here. So please enjoy the exhibition, spread the word. Please continue loving and using the Howrah Bridge. Long live the Howrah Bridge. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jayanto. Jayanto, of course, referred to these two organizations as two giants, Tata Steel and the Kolkata Port Trust. So may I request the representative of these giants to also come up and take their position on the dais along with Jayanto Sengupta. Otherwise, the TV cameras there are only capturing empty chairs here. You see, so please do come and take your seats here. It is, of course, a well-established and well-known fact that Tata Steel provided the bulk of the steel that went into the construction of this iconic structure, the Howrah Bridge in Calcutta. And they also had a wonderful tagline in earlier times which said, "We also make steel." I was going to make a suggestion to them saying that now it should perhaps be changed to, "We still make steel." So may I now request Sri Dibyendu Bose, Vice President and Group Director of Tata Steel, to come and address the gathering, please.
Thank you for that small introduction and the suggestion of the new tagline. I would like to assure you, yes, we still make steel, and in fact, we make lots and lots of steel. We have grown significantly in the past, few years, and if you see our plans, we are growing even at a more accelerated pace in the next few years. Coming to the subject of this afternoon, I think Jayantu brought an excellent subject of who is the bigger icon. I think, that will remain a debate. From childhood, we have seen both the pictures whenever we have seen Calcutta. When we have expressed Calcutta to people, we have referred to both Victoria Memorial and Howrah Bridge. But I must also acknowledge and accept that the fact that Tata Steel had supplied so much of steel to this bridge was not known to even long-term employees like me and many others. So it's a joy, and apart from a piece of knowledge for all of us in Tata Steel, and I'm sure for many Indians, if you read the history, which I was reading in the coffee book, publication, that at that point of time, there was a big debate on what steel is to be used. And if you see the architects' notings in the various discussions that preceded this bridge building, had mild steel been used, we had to use 50% more steel by weight, just to bring in the same strength. And to bring in the same strength, if you use 50% more weight, the foundation had to be that much bigger. It would have taken that much more space. That would have meant, bridge is not only a bridge, it also means the approach to it and the dispersals. And, it would have meant much, much more, sort of eating up of space. So this new steel, which at that point it was one of our first branded steel. It's called TIS Chrome. I have a faint feeling that a lot of chromium must have gone into it to give it the strength. And we are certainly in Tata Steel very, very proud, and as Indians more than as Tata Steel employees. Thank you, Victoria Memorial, and thank you, Kolkata Port Trust. As Jayantu mentioned, they look after the upkeep of this monument. I would rather call it a monument than a bridge, and both the upkeep and the fact that you said it's an honor. I think it's an honor for us that Victoria Memorial has allowed us and made arrangement for exhibition of this lovely thing in a lovely exhibition for the masses. So thank you once again, and I hope it becomes popular, and it's also well known that not only Tata Steel but India had a prowess at that point of time against many a global giant, and that should also propel the Make in India perspective which we are dealing with it today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. You see, for decades we had been hearing songs like London bridges falling down, and all that, yeah? But given that Tata Steel had supplied the steel for the Howrah Bridge, I'm sure that no composer will even remotely dare to compose any similar song regarding the Howrah Bridge. Even though there might be sort of dreams of converting Kolkata into London. I would now like to request Sri Vineet Kumar, Chairman, Kolkata Port Trust, to kindly address the gathering.
Mr. Jayanta Sen Gupta, Mr. Bose, ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, let me thank Mr. Sen Gupta for having accepted our joint request of Tata Steel and KOPT to host this exhibition, because this building gives a different kind of feeling, when you come in. All these statues, when I was walking in, I saw all these statues. These are the statues of the people probably we have read in the history books. So, this place in itself is has a great importance, has a great value, and it is hosting an exhibition on another iconic monument of the same city. So it's a kind of synergy, sir. Mr. Gupta, you have brought in. Thank you for the provision which you have provided us, the time and the space which you have given us. The debate that Howrah Bridge or Victoria Memorial For a person staying in Calcutta, may be a little bit difficult to decide, but not to offend you, for an outsider, Howrah Bridge is the first thing which comes to mind. So when we think of, I come from outside Calcutta, so when we think of Calcutta, the first thing comes in the mind is Howrah Bridge. It's maybe the movies have done the.
You are an honored guest, so we will take that for now.
So it's the Howrah Bridge that comes to one's mind when we think of Calcutta as a city. The other day, just a weekend before the third, one of my friends have come from Delhi. So we were just, it's I think 26th January. So we're sitting in the afternoon. So he has also come for some time. I have been here for 4-5 months, but I have not got much time to move around. So he said, "Yaar, ghumne chalte hain. We will just go around and see." So we had visited your place first, and then we went to one or two places, and then he said, "Let's go and see Howrah Bridge." So it is something east in the mind of people outside Calcutta very clearly that if you talk of Calcutta, it is Howrah Bridge. As KOPT, we are really honored and blessed to have this connection. It's a little unique connection. The other day also I was thinking as to normally bridges are connected to the PWD department or the other state government departments or the bridge departments. How it landed up with the port trust. So the only possible connection which I could think of was that 1870 the port trust was established and 1874 the first pontoon bridge came in. And at that point of time, we were taking ships up north also. Probably the jetties were here somewhere, so the ships were moving across that area, and there was a provision to remove the pontoons in between. So when the road traffic will move on, and later on when the ships had to go, the pontoon had to be removed, ships will move across, and then pontoon was to be put back into the place. So probably that is the angle that it is connected with the working of the port trust. That's why it was entrusted to the port trust. So whatever the connection, we really feel proud to have that connection. And we have some plans in the coming year, this 75th year, to make it more brighter, better, and we hope that somebody celebrates maybe 100th and 150th anniversary of the bridge here. Once again, thank you Tata Steel, and thank you Mr. Jayanto. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vineet Kumar. Of course, ever since Victoria Memorial Hall was thrown open to the public in the year 1921, for 22 long years it had no competition from the Howrah Bridge. It was the sole icon at that time. Yes, that's right. Yes, and of course, for people coming from outside, Howrah Bridge is the gateway into the city. And of course, we do accept this, but we here at the Victoria Memorial believe in giving what the people want. If you want the Howrah Bridge, we give you the Howrah Bridge. If you want the Victoria Memorial or the Queen's Piano, we'll give you the Queen's Piano. If you want the moon, we will give you the moon next Saturday in the form of the Museum of the Moon, which is an exhibition in association with the British Council, which is going to be on display here, an installation of the moon with all its contours and shades and craters and so on, illuminated from inside on the 17th and 18th of this month. So that should also be a spectacle for many of you to come and have a look at. So we would now like to suggest that the gentleman here, please go. Yes? Of course, of course. Nowadays, it's a crime not to have a website. So we do have a website. So if you go into the Victoria Memorial Hall website, you'll find the details of all this. Yeah. So if you could kindly go towards the exhibition, please. And on the way, there are petals to be showered in as a symbolic gesture of a formal opening ceremony of this exhibition. So if you could kindly do the needful and guide the other visitors to the exhibits, after which there is tea outside on the terrace, please. Yeah. Thank you very much for your presence.